you have no idea what's going through her head right now. If you were perhaps a little bit more perceptive, you would see the face of somebody who never wanted to be a mother, who never planned to be a mother, who's dedicated her life to gathering power so that she's never in a position where she's vulnerable again and where she won't be used for anyone else's purposes ever again, and yet finds herself having to talk to this teenager about drugs. Like, never anticipated this and is now trying to figure out the best way to go about it. Okay.
When a mummy drug and a daddy drug love each other very much,
Okay.
they do a special cuddle.
Shut up, Link Day. Flip him. Okay, yes. 1 black card. And that's a big success. That's a critical success. So this is perfect. You already have an edge, right? So you can't gain another edge, but you can double the effect, which means you can quiet both wolves.
My friends. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, I almost fucking died. I never died in a one shot. My heart hurts, man.
This game, again, you start out from very humble origins. You're not mighty heroes. You're just townsfolk. It's easy to die.
We're coming from stupid origins.
Okay. So they're going to work on an item that will permanently maintain that spell for you, or some other long-term solution.
I was gonna say, damn, they trust Athlord to not just pop that shit off like Lord of the Rings style. Yeah, that's a lot of trust in a teenager.
Well, they haven't mentioned the fact yet that they're probably going to implant a spike in his heart or something with the effect on it.
Yo, Chainsaw Man mode.
All right, so
pull the rope to get the uncle out. Actual chain, Uncle Man.
You've seen the man from Uncle. But now the uncle from Man.
From the man. Good lord.
You have carte blanche aside from that.
Cool. So thinking kind of like, because it's pocket dimension and shape shifting, but maybe it's kind of like a Venom-esque arrangement where it's a dimensional parasite. That so like when he absorbs things into his hand, maybe it's like a fucking, oh no, I've done it again. Maybe it's a teethy hand that like a toothy hole.
Could you please just once not consort with otherworldly powers from beyond the scope of human imagination? Just once, Light Day.
I refuse. There's too much empty headspace here with my lack of a brain to not have another thing in there.
Unless you have expertise or anything in art.
Okay, that's, you know, that's...
Not even the dawn can penetrate the
Wait, does Evil Gang have one more inspiration?
I'm checking for Evil Gang inspiration. Please stand by.
Quan, what, used 2?
I have 1 left.
Okay.
I have 1 left for Quan. So I'm going to count this for Evil Gang. Go ahead and roll that again.
All right. Also, let's change the name to Alex. Just, you know, just for. Wait, no way. What?
It was meant to be, Alexander.
Huh?
Evil Gang got their shit.
It just really be like that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Holy fuck.
Now this is a story all about how I got kicked out of the Golden Bough. I've got a nasty little temper. Whenever I'm annoyed, I poke holes in the world with the power of void. All the Brogans call me blessed child, think I'm hot shit, but at best I'm mild. The world in grave peril, but I don't really care, because I'm too busy with my love affair.
Oh shit.
Scrunches up her paper. Fucking hate this school.
Oh no, Garnet, he's got fire bars.
Do you have fire resistance? Because you're probably dead after that one.
Well, we're magic users. We don't need a fucking sword to go through planes. You just wish our way there. We're spellcasters.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of the magical. I'm thinking of the stabby properties.
I don't have any stabby things, but
Yeah,
you could just blast them.
and my last stabby thing, I put in Mantra's mouth.
That, you know?
Good night, everybody.
How many?
Oh, the instant regret sentence.
The emotional roller coaster of this episode is breaking my brain.
Bargo here to smash things. Bargo gonna smash corn into pieces. Bargo have fork with lots of muscles.
Bargo have loose grasp of grammar.
Bargo went to fighting school. Not grammar school.
Fair enough.
So it's just this guy trying to be summoned.
He's trying to summon himself.
I will go have my shadows teabag the teleportation zone. Proceed to teabag
I need you
in
to
an
roll,
effort to taunt.
I need you to roll a persuasion check to convince the Phoenix Knights not to immediately smite the hell beast that you're riding on.
The horse I'm on? Well, it's because I'm riding the horse. They need to be persuaded not to
Yeah,
dismount
because it's
me?
evil. It's a fiend. It's in league with the Infernals. It is an abomination that must be purged.
But it's just a baby.
A malevolent. It's not a baby. As it as it paws at the crushed skulls of the devils.
Eats the corpse of its former rider.
The two Phoenix Knights sort of look at each other,
It's fine.
and they're going to steel themselves against the malevolent force attempting to rob mechanical features of a barbarian, which basically means that once per day you can go into a rage, which increases your physical combat prowess.
Once? Only
Yeah.
one time?
Mechanically speaking,
Okay.
twice. No, it's twice per day. Twice per day, you can take your
Okay.
normal baseline rage and make it a actually mechanically useful rage. It increases your prowess in hand-to-hand combat, makes you resistant to damage. It doesn't make you better at shooting things. It makes you better at physically beating the crap out of people.
It doesn't make me better at shooting things.
Nope.
Son of a
Nope.
bitch! I'm going into a rage.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so there's no monsters, and you have now entered a rage. You may do one more rage today. If you stop attacking or taking damage, your rage will end.
I'm gonna jerk off.
And so it is once again time to roll dice, shoot monsters, and take their stuff. I'm Tormented by Gnomes here on Coriander Society Adventures, our 5th edition dimension-hopping, genre-bending chaos campaign, joined by Lafon and Drozy. Lafon, what's going on?
You'd think I'd come up with something clever. I keep saying something clever on this intro, but
You wasted
always
all your
forget,
clevernness in the pre-show conversation.
which is the great thing is no one will ever hear. So
Mhm.
we can all assume that it's either the best or worst thing they've ever heard.
It's true. It's true. Josie, how you be?
The horrors persist, but so do I.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't think it be like it is, but it do.
But it do.
Learning about plants.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When last we left our heroes, in the astral plane, the lost Githyanki stronghold of Ruun-Khazai was swallowed by a psychic storm 100 years ago. Thanks to the navigational prowess of the pilgrims and Yasmin's interdimensional fluctuating device, you pierced the psychic storm and accidentally dispersed it, and then arrived on this fortress built into basically an asteroid. You managed to circumvent some animated ballistas that tried to attack you. Excuse me. You've been exploring the facility, but you are not alone. A Githyanki astral ship accompanied by multiple freaking dragons arrived not long afterwards. Then, a Githzerai strike team teleported in. Both groups are exploring the stronghold in different areas, and it seems that they are going to make contact soon. That's the last information that you got from the powerful celestial who is accompanying you on your quest for liberation. You are currently in the dome. You started at the top. You've been exploring your way down. A lot of it is just the same. And you've been getting reports of what's going on outside. Just to revamp you one last time on exactly where you stand. This room is softly lit by wall-mounted lanterns, bearing what are obviously continual flame spells, and a fire in a 5-foot-wide brazier near the door. A massive teak desk marks the center of the room. There are iron doors on the west wall, across from you, and wooden ones on the east, marked domiciles north and diversions south in gilt lettering. A plush red carpet covers the floor, and the walls have frescoes depicting various Githyanki coronations and other civic ceremonies. You are currently under the effects of a comprehend languages spell that allows you to read the Githyanki language. You have received information that the Githzerai and the Githyanki are both headed to the Crystal Grotto right now, and a conflict is very likely. You have definitely not finished your exploration of this compound, this structure. You have partially explored 2 floors. You're partially explored 3 floors. You haven't found a whole lot of value yet, but you have collected some information. What would you like to do?
So we just heard that they're about to make contact, right? That's where we are currently.
Correct. In the next few minutes, contact is very likely to occur.
Delores, we have, I'll address like Medwithin and Zomkug as well.
Mm-hmm.
Delores, we have a couple of avenues here. I think that we know that if those 2 groups interact with each other, they will get into combat. They will fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that gives us time to either fully explore this and then kind of make our way out of the dome under cover of that combat, or we could interfere in that engagement and see if we can pacify the future hostilities.
I believe we will have more luck exploring than trying to talk down basically old family feuds. I definitely think that we are more likely to survive exploring.
This also is happening with the this conversation I'm opening up to the remaining ones who are part of the telepathic bond. So including Hulwin and Dominica, and whoever else we had on the line on the ship.
Zomkug shrugs and says, more they fight it out, the easier they'll be to deal with.
All right.
Yeah, I think we should definitely continue looking for
Now, here's the question. Do we want to split up so we can explore this place faster? The 4 of us?
We could maybe split up in pairs just so that nothing happens.
Zomkug, you with me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pull on, I'll tap on his shoulder and walk up to the desk. Are there any drawers or anything on this desk?
Let's see. Almost certainly. The question is, do they contain anything of interest? Let's find out. The desk contains sheafs of paper, all of them still written in the Githyanki dialect. They mostly seem to be notes about who's staying in which room, meal schedules, and programs for events in the assembly hall. They are all over a century old.
Oh, actually, before you go exploring then, Meredith and Dolores, I want to like quickly scan through this. And basically anything that shows as, is there a way to tell like who's rank and file in these papers for the domiciles? Quickly scan through those and try and make a note of which rooms those apply to, so we can dismiss those from our search.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Aye, Captain. Make sure I'm not. Okay, good. Call it a 15. Okay, not bad.
Okay. By your estimation, 2/3 of this bottom floor of what they refer to as the Sanctum Dome, 2/3 of the bottom floor are rank and file housing. The administrative and other areas of interest would be more in the south side of the dome.
Okay.
That is all you're able to figure out at this time.
Okay. I'll cross-reference that with Medwithin and Dolores. Kind of give them like an area of like where we don't really need to look for, in the interest of saving time. And then I guess let's go scan through some rooms. Okay.
Using that information, you know that the north door, domiciles, is the boring zone, and the south door, what did it say again?
Diversions?
Diversions. That is much more likely to be areas of interest.
Okay. Let's
Are you
definitely
heading
check out
south
diversions.
together, or where? Let me know if you split up.
Let's head south together first. That way we can kind of branch out once we kind of see if it's opened up or not.
All right. Zomkug goes ahead and just sort of yanks the door open. There is a staircase. You're immediately faced with the staircase going down. This is the ground floor of the Sanctum Dome.
Wait, the staircase is to the ground floor, or we're already on the ground floor?
You're
right?
on the ground floor, and this staircase goes down. There must be a subterranean level.
Okay.
Are you saying there's dungeons?
There are dragons. There are dungeons.
Right. It's only this. It's only the stairwell that we see. Like the door only opens into a stairwell.
Right. There's a whatchamacallit. There's a hallway leading to the south as well. And there's probably more stuff down there, but you'd have to stick your head around in order to see it.
And there's no like sign above the stairs or anything that says
Nope.
it could be.
It just goes down.
Great. Okay.
Feel free to step. Go ahead.
Do we have a good idea of where the ground floor entrance is here?
Yeah, it's here.
Oh, okay.
You're in the entry hall, basically.
Hmm.
In front of you is a black curtain hanging across the doorway. So this door that you see right here is actually a curtain.
Okay.
Does it look like the Githyanki had searched that area?
No. You see no sign of recent access of any kind.
Huh. So wait, the Githyanki that we saw searching this place searched the first floor.
You didn't
They weren't
have
there
full
for
info.
very long.
They were not there for very long.
Okay. I'm gonna message Hulwin real quick. Just keep us updated on the status of like when they interact and if there's fisticuffs and or speaking.
Shall.
Unless we have a better idea, shall we just head in?
Yeah. Should we go down the stairs or down the hallway? I guess we can go down the stairs and then work our way up.
Zomkug says, I bet the good stuff is downstairs. That's where I'd put it.
Can I take... Would I have one of my drones on me?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because I know we put a couple on the ship as like our radio system.
Mhm.
So
You probably have like one left.
okay. I'd like to send it down this hallway by itself.
Okay.
And just kind of like keep eyes on as it goes through.
All right. It goes all the way down to the hallway and reports that the hallway is empty except for 2 doors facing west and 1 double door facing east.
And is it similar to any of the stuff that we've seen upstairs?
No, this is a different area. It's all the same construction, all the same make, but this is definitely a different use zone, likely to contain different stuff.
Right. Okay. I'll make a note of it, and I'll share it to the group and party. But let's head downstairs.
Okay. Stand by while I teleport you into the. You have to step into the hallway in order to see it. So here you go. Doors. Nothing super exciting. All right, banishing you to the shadow realm real quick. Whoosh. And we'll do. There we go. And transport you back to the token layer and summon you over here. And summon you over here.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, this is one of them old school maps where it kind of like
this is
uses all the
on,
space.
Yeah, this is all one big page. This damp room holds a U-shaped pool full of cold water fed by a basin brimming with water. Wooden doors line the east wall, and double iron doors stand in the southwest corner under a gilt sign that reads, "The Lich Queen observes you and bids you enter."
Oh. Tremendous.
Well, I guess I will investigate this room.
Okay. Give me an investigation check, and some time is going to pass while you do this. It takes a few minutes.
Is this water stagnant or is it fresh?
Hard to tell on the astral plane.
True.
There's a basin full of water that sort of feeds into it.
It looks like clear, though. It doesn't look like
Yeah, it doesn't look brackish.
covered and stuff. Okay. Got an 11.
An 11.
I think
Go
I'd
ahead.
be helping. I think I'd be helping here.
Okay. Roll an investigation check as well.
Doesn't
Another
make a ton
thing
of sense to come down here and just let one person look around.
Mhm.
You're doing more
Everyone's
than
just sitting
helping.
around. Okay, well, you've determined that the basin is magical, but it's built into the stronghold. It's an ever full basin. So it's basically a decanter of endless water. It's an endless water supply. The doors to the east, the wooden doors, lead into changing rooms because this was a bathing area of some kind. Given the nature, well, you can't really extrapolate from that. There don't appear to be any traps. Let me see here. Yeah. There don't appear to be any traps of any kind. But in your mind, you hear Hulwin saying that battle is joined.
Just like that.
I guess we just push through the double doors then.
Okay.
Those are the ones that were not the changing room, right?
Correct. And it's not like one big set. I guess, yeah, it is. It's like corner double doors, the iron doors, and they're not locked. Go ahead and click on the door and click open.
Before we do that, I just want to
Yes.
take, I just want to bottle up some of that water
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of see what happens once it leaves the astral plane.
Is this the double door here, by the way?
Correct.
Okay.
Add flask of Ruun-Khazai water to your inventory. Do you want Zomkuk to go in first? That's what he's hired for.
Yeah, he offers to go in first for sure.
All right. He steps into the room, his huge maul at the ready.
When there's sufficient spacing, I will follow him in.
Okay.
So we'll move me here, but I'm a little bit behind him.
A polished stone altar displaying the bust of a cadaverously thin Githyanki woman rises from the floor in the southeast corner. Low padded benches rise up from the floor itself. Unlike the rest of the sanctum dome, this room has no built-in light sources.
Ooh, so it's dark in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see in here, actually.
Zomkug will light up a torch for you. You didn't even expect to have to use one of these. Although, can Medwithin cast light? No, she can cast dancing lights, not light.
I can cast dancing lights, not light.
Okay, the two of you do dancing lights to like scan around the whole room.
We both do things with a little bit of flair.
Okay, based on all the research that we've done on the way here, does this figure strike a memory of any kind?
It's got to be Vlaakith. It's got to be Lich Queen Vlaakith. You've seen her depicted in a few different places. This is a chapel, maybe a shrine for her.
And remind me what the Gith writing on the door said. Let Vlaakith something.
The Lich Queen observes you and bids you enter.
Okay. Does there appear to be anything on this room that is eminently trying to attack us?
No.
Okay.
Medwithin is investigating the room now. It's going to take her a few minutes. She has religion, she has arcana, so she's just sort of perusing. There's a shallow depression in the stone floor with a ewer of water next to it. And she is looking at it, pondering it carefully. This clearly had some sort of mystical use.
If we pour the water into that little, what was it, like a...
It's just like a little depression. Yeah, it's just a little depression in the floor.
If we pour water in there, what would happen?
I can't say. But I see no bloodstains or signs of sacrifice here. If I had to wager a guess, I'd say that this was meant to be perhaps a way of communing with Vlaakith. That's only a possibility, though.
None of us are worshippers, but we could try. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Would you like to pour the water into the dip?
Yes.
Okay. As you pour it in, it fills up, it sort of ripples and stuff, and then abruptly it goes completely, utterly smooth. Roll an Arcana check if you are observing this, please.
Boy. 23. Natural 20.
Ooh. Natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pool of scrying.
Ooh.
It effectively functions as a crystal ball. If you spend 10 minutes concentrating on a creature that is in the same plane of existence as you, and they fail their wisdom saving throw, you will be able to see them.
Okay. Maybe we should try it on either maybe one of the dragons over in the other towers, because Hewlin has eyesight on the war that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know where they are?
No, you have to have heard of them, met them, or know them well.
Oh,
So
you've
it
heard
has
of
to be a
Carlos.
particular. What was that?
You've heard of Carlos.
You have heard of Carlos.
We're basically here to look for his stuff. Maybe, I mean, we don't know if he's alive, right?
Mm-hmm. If it fail, I believe that if they're not alive, it fails, and I don't think it tells you why it failed.
Okay.
I need to look at something here real quick.
Try that.
That was going to be my suggestion as well. So,
Okay.
Absolutely on the same path.
All right. It will take you 10 minutes to focus on this.
Okay.
During that time, Zomkug is going to stand watch by the door. Medwithin is going to basically lean over your shoulder. Occasionally, some of her silvery hair kind of drifts into your field of view. It's a
I'm
little.
supposed to be concentrating.
I will while Delaris is concentrating this. I will ritually cast Identify on one of the other objects.
Okay. It takes 10 minutes. You have determined that this room is under the effects of a Hallow spell, which doesn't directly affect any of you, but it would affect Hulwyn if she tried to enter. It's basically desecrated. There's an aura of evil magic upon this place. After 10 minutes, the spell fails. Roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
You might be able to glean the static and see if you can figure out why it failed. Yes, Yasmin.
This is an evil place.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
If I want to, let me see if I can find it.
Meanwhile,
primordial speaker.
Look that up. In the meantime, Dolores, it was blocked.
Oh.
There's a lot of magic you can use to block divination spells. Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum is one of the most well-known. But like if you tried to scry on Vlaakith, who's in the astral plane, it almost certainly wouldn't work. She's 100% locked that down.
I get as an action, I can utter a bunch of syllables that brings the energies of the moments in the past to my senses. It'll sense the strong after a minute. I'll be able to sense the strongest emotion associated with this area. After 2 minutes, the general features of the creature that belongs to. After 3, I get to see. You have a clear mental image of the creature, of what they look like. 4, basic details about them, and like where they live, what they're, and so on. And after 5, their name.
And this is after that many.
Hang on, I can just put this in. It's a wall of text, but rather than I read it, you can see what I'm.
Whoa.
The top one, not.
Okay. That's interesting.
The reason I asked for why if it's the evil area, because I'm so tied into the evil thing as with Master of Rituals, I was hoping that combined with that together, and the fact that this is an evil kind of endeavor, that I would be able to put an advantage on myself in some way with that.
Damn, this is a turn I didn't expect. Holy crap. While all this is going on, Hulwyn reports that the Githzerai have pinned down the Githyanki.
Ooh.
Because they discovered that the crystals explode.
Oh.
Nice.
Then 5 minutes later, she reports that dragons have been deployed. And the Githzerai are retreating.
Oh boy, we are missing a hell of a battle.
Do you want to spend another 5 minutes to perform this rite that you're doing right now? You will take the 12 damage.
Yes.
Okay.
I will let Delores know what I'm doing. Delores has actually seen me do this before. I will not show everyone. I won't tell them the totality of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I assume Medwithin will be able to pick up at least some of what I'm doing because of the vile speech, but
She is a student of the esoteric. Zomkug is just like, lady's blathering to herself again.
He seems to be around that a lot.
Look, they don't pay me to listen to blathering. They pay me to be the first one through the door.
Fair.
all right, yeah. I'm try to use Primordial Speaker.
Okay. The strongest emotion.
Oh, I need to put 12 damage on myself. Hang on.
Is disdain.
Okay.
I need to go to this room again just to make sure I do this very carefully. Yes, the strongest emotion is disdain. It's even stronger than that. It's loathing.
Interesting. Okay. I need to make Constitution checks. Are they saves? They're saves. Okay.
Saving throw. Yeah.
Do I, as part of Master of Rituals, do I get advantage on this because of the evil area?
Yeah.
Sick. My Constitution is very high. This is why I'm asking for it.
Okay. You need to make 2 to get that first bit of information. So go ahead and make a second one.
Whoa.
And now the DC is now 7. You need to roll 7 and 8 to get the next piece of information.
You're using up all your good rolls.
Well, I did negotiate advantage here.
Do it again.
I've never seen you roll
Oh
so
my
many high
God.
numbers. Oh God.
Okay.
The general features of the creature the emotion belongs to. Powerful intellect. Spiritual discipline. Fear. Calculation.
Okay.
Defiance.
Interesting. Okay.
You did 5 and 6. You did 7 and 8. You need to do 9 and 10.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
Okay, and you get a clear mental image. I have an image. Do I have a way to show you? Yeah, but it's gonna give away number 5, I think.
Okay.
Just roll a few more saves. 10, do 11 and 12. I'm gonna give you something. I just want to see if you make it all the way through. 11 and 12.
Oh, thank
Okay.
God. Thank God.
Oh my God.
And do 13 and 14. And I believe that'll round it out.
So 13, 14. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we did it.
What?
Oh my God, we did it. Thank you for allowing Master of Rituals to give me advantage.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Oh, this guy doesn't look nearly as nerdy as I thought he was.
Yeah, it's Karluth.
I thought he was just gonna be some nerd in a tower with like,
Apparently not.
I don't know, robes and some wizardy glasses.
Okay. I will. This has been so. I've been sitting, not just sitting still, sitting motionless. To the point where like you start to see the golden traces that look almost like kind of tears that have. At this point, the mask has become the tear lines, the golden tear lines that make up my face. There's like sort of radiating out from those tear lines are like electrical patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, there's kind of like a golden hum that kind of matches pace with my breath, or what my breath would be. Again, it's a metal face. It's tough to showcase breathing through it. Through this entire time, through 5 whole minutes, it's been still, as if my breathing has stopped. That's how still I've been. All of a sudden, there's like a rush of like my face kind of glows a little bit brighter, as if I'm suddenly coming back to life from here. That 12 damage, I like to think of it less as like blood, from my thing, but more like the sheer stress on my cardiovascular system from like not breathing. That's how still I've been. I kind of flare back and says, kind of not shout, but like gasp the name Carlith as I kind of come back to myself here. Loud enough for kind of the group to hear. That is who has been most apparent in this place. We're on the right track. Now, how do we... I'm going to sketch the appearance of this person in my notebook. Like identifiable features, just to kind of like remind myself where I'm at, or who we're kind of targeting. In the effect that maybe it's helpful to either Dillarus or Medwithin.
Did you learn anything else that might be useful?
Did you learn where they live?
Yes, I would know where they live. That is one of the things.
After 4 minutes, in what city they live? What their job is?
Ruun-Khazai.
Oh no. Oh well.
So that would imply that like he's still here.
Yes.
I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on Yasmin.
Go ahead and click the spell. It should automatically roll for you. Also, Gormless in chat has given both of you inspiration.
Hooray! All right, +6. Thank you.
Hulin reports that the Githyanki and Githzerai have all retreated from the grotto.
Back to their respective staging grounds?
Correct. He's here. Anything else?
His the sense that he is nearby, he is in Ruun-Khazai, was evident. There's also there was the emotion I got was like a combination of like fear and sort of like a not resignation,
reverence,
or was it very much not reverence? Like
very much not reverence.
Not reverence. Okay.
His emotions when he was in this room was loathing. He detested or detests this place.
And yet he's still here.
This particular place.
Okay.
Okay, so like this room.
This room. That is the emotion.
Bust of Vlaakith.
This shrine to her. Yes.
Right.
My God, is he a heretic?
If I hated Vlaakith and I was stuck in this area, where would I go?
Probably as far from this room as you could be.
But if you hate Vlaakith, then the Githyanki are probably not who you'd go to immediately.
Mm-mm.
Could I have you both roll history checks, please?
Sure. Oh, whoops, 17. I forgot to turn off advantage.
10.
All Githyanki look forward to the day that they grow worthy of ascension, when they travel to Tunaroth, to the Lich Queen's palace to stand in her presence. And there they ascend and never return. It is expected or celebrated for all Githyanki that reach a certain level of power.
From what I kind of gleaned of this being like a pretty like strong intellectual kind of individual, is it possible that he meets that requirement?
Theoretically. It depends on how much of this he created himself, right?
Sure.
Because you can be absolutely brilliant and still be kind of young and early in your journey.
And we don't know if he made this or kind of stumbled upon it.
Contracted it, whatever.
Yeah.
From your research, he did create this place. But he was like, he had a bunch of followers who worked for him and stuff, of whom you have seen no sign whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, there have been no bones, no skeletons, nothing.
What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm going to get up and pace the room a little bit.
And that, while Yasmin is doing that, I'd like to search the dressing rooms
Okay.
to see if there was anything left behind.
Do an
I guess it says
investigation
that
check.
he's a brilliant intellectual caster, right?
Yes.
Ooh, another 10. Jeez.
I'm an intellectual caster. I loathe Flacketh. I'm here. None of my people are.
Luck is on your side. You've been granted a pool of 2 luck dice that must be used during this adventure.
Ooh, thank you.
Where is my...
Your search turned up nothing of interest. No dropped personal items. Empty.
Dang. Okay. Worth a shot.
We've searched this entire, like, so far what we've searched is that this place has it been like this was like busy and then there was nothing all of a sudden?
Well, based on the schedule that you saw, this place, the Sanctum Dome, was the main habitat on this base. It was where the majority of the populace lived. They ate here. There were events and ceremonies here. Like, it was a bustling center of activity.
And all the schedule showcased is that it was scheduled to run as expected and then just stopped.
Yeah, about 100 years ago, it just stopped. The last entry was like 100 years ago or so.
Would Karloff be scrying? Because it would have to be scrying on things within the astral plane, correct?
Yes, unless he had access to some magic that allows him to scry other areas.
Yeah, what would he have been scrying on down here? Because I imagine if he was down here enough to leave an impression that he would be down here using that.
You know, I'll give you one additional thing. The reason that you picked him up is because he is the only impression from the last 100 years in this room. He was barely here at all, but nobody else has entered this room that entire time.
So he's been the only one in the last 100 years when everything kind of stopped.
In this room,
so
at least.
He has been here. He has been here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Just on a whim, I would like to cast See Invisibility.
Okay.
Let's see.
The spell is cast. I need to check something real quick. Okay, never mind. Scanning around, and it's up to an hour, and it is not concentration. So you don't see any scrying sensors following you at this time.
they wouldn't be able to see me, right? If theoretically, if someone were scrying on me, does the ring of mind shielding does not protect against that, right?
Give me the exact description of it again.
Do I have it equipped? I should. Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry. It's ring of protection I have, not... Oh, no, I do. I lied. Does this put in chat? It does not. Does this put in chat? It does not. Ring of mind shielding.
Okay, red as written, that doesn't block scrying. Because scrying creates a magical camera.
Now, is scrying divination magic?
Yes.
I would get pinged on it.
Yes, you would get pinged on it.
Okay. Let's go for a walk. There's nothing else down here, right? Let's go for a walk upstairs to that hallway. I need to move to kind of get my mind rolling.
Medwithin asks. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. She was about to ask something, but then you said her name.
Sorry, you were asking me a question. My thought will hold.
Dolores, what do you think happened?
That's a good question. It seemed like he was left alone for quite a long time.
Right when the psychic storm occurred.
Yeah, everybody else left, presumably, though. I mean, we haven't had any indication that anybody was like necessarily killed here. Although we haven't necessarily looked through all the beds and everything, but I mean, there doesn't seem to be any sign of like a panic or anything like that.
You're the master of this logic, so tell me if I'm way off on this. The psychic storm, it is theoretically possible that people expiring or otherwise involved would generate it.
Yes, psychic activity, emotional disturbances, that would generate psychic wind. It's never been observed. No power has ever demonstrated the ability to create them, though.
What if they all expired all at the same instant? An entire collection of people. Strong enough to create that entire storm.
She thinks about it. No, not by itself. Especially one that was self-persisting. The death alone wouldn't do it. It would have to be something else. LaFawn has vanished.
Yeah, I posted something there really quick.
Got it.
I'll be right
Carry
back.
on. Medwithin sort of turns back to you as Yasmin is pondering. Do you want to move forward and check one of the other doors?
Yeah, let's check
All right.
one of these other doors and see.
Zomkug will go ahead and open the door, poke his head in, come back out and stay with Yasmin while she ponders. Leaving the way open for you.
All right, let's see what is in here. Oh, what the hell is going on with this room?
Fractal nonsense. Apparently, hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what happened. There's just I just need to stretch this out a little bit.
one day they
Problem
will
not
perfect
solved.
this tool.
This is mostly on me because I spent time tracing all the lines over everything and I did an imperfect job.
Oh,
Yeah.
so there's a room here?
Oh, we'll just open this door. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's a door. I see.
I didn't have it quite lined up with the door, and so there was like fractal nonsense going on. Swords line the walls and ceiling of this room, and some are even embedded in the floor. Many are obviously shiny and ornamental, while others are shabby and rusted. Other than the swords, the only other object occupying the room is a statue of a Githyanki warrior.
Is the warrior recognizable?
No.
I guess I will investigate this room then.
Roll an investigation check. This will take you a few minutes. Yasmin, while you were mulling this over, Dolores went down with Zomkug to explore an area. Medvithin can stay with you since you're batting back and forth an idea. Did you want to pick back up on that idea?
Yeah, for sure.
Great slaughters have occurred in the astral plane before without creating a psychic storm. Or if that release of energy caused a psychic storm, it was not immediate. It was more like a weather pattern that led to it eventually somewhere else.
I was the one who essentially dismissed the psychic storm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Drawing back to the math that I kind of implemented to fix the machine in that moment of like absolute clarity. Can I try and essentially I solved an equation. From that solution, can I try and figure out what the equation was?
Roll a science check.
27.
27. Okay. Roll a religion check. When math becomes...
I'm using my okay, it's above 10.
Which one did you use?
The advantage.
The inspiration that chat gave you?
Yes.
You can use luck too.
Ooh.
Your call.
Yeah, I'm going to use it here.
Okay. Let's see the fawn rolls.
Okay, that's messed up.
Incredible. Incredible. There's still one dice in the pool. Okay.
Yeah, I'll save that one. Listen, you get 2 and 11s in a row. You gotta at some point you gotta call it and be like, yeah,
To be fair, that is on average better than your usual.
That is true. That is very true.
Mathematically, this is an absolute win.
It's
You rolled a
not
2,
natural
a 6,
one,
and a
I'm happy.
6. Okay. Thinking back about the pattern. Psychic storms, from what you're new to this. It's not like you've studied the astral plane your whole life.
Yeah.
But you are very smart. Psychic storms are unpredictable phenomena. It's never known exactly how long they will last. However, it being in this same area for 100 years does not make sense. This was not a naturally occurring phenomenon. This was induced somehow.
Right.
Go ahead.
Oh, I
Dolores?
was just going to ask, is this something that has to be upkept?
Yes, but according to your math, it can't be maintained. It has to be restarted. This psychic storm was artificially created. Roll an Arcana check.
Ooh.
By a spell. A unique, extremely powerful spell. And the amount of psychic energy that generated and maintained the energy was generated from somewhere, and the spell magnified and stabilized it, preventing it from dissipating. The entire populace of a place like this would probably provide adequate energy to maintain such a storm if it was magically stabilized for a century plus. So them dying wouldn't be enough, but them dying and then that being channeled into a specific spell
By a particularly intelligent caster.
by a particularly intelligent caster would be enough.
So what I'm getting from this is that my machine didn't so much. It basically accelerated the decay of.
Correct.
Got it.
You fast forwarded. It was already collapsing over time. Exactly how much time it had left, you estimate it was probably a few years.
Okay. Got it.
But it was running real low.
Got it.
Mm.
Hulwin, if you could, is there any way you could try and find information as to if the Gith, both factions, were keeping tabs on the length of the storm?
If I can, yes.
I'll give the theoretical physics in Cliff Note version to Hulwin. It's not extremely urgent, but maybe something to if you stumble across anything.
I'm just looking through her abilities. Yeah, there's a few things you can try.
And I'm this is me like kind of going back and forth with Medwithin and Dolores over. I'm providing the math. I'm getting the astral information from Medwithin.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a particular place that you would cast a spell of this magnitude? The eye, where was that centered?
Well, that would be roughly in the middle of Ruun-Khazai, I would think.
Is that where the crystals are? Ish?
Roughly. Oh, God damn it. You got a really high result on that. You got a really high result on that. Based on the radius of the storm and the calculations that you got from analyzing it and stuff, you would say that the eye was large enough to contain the entire island, but it was not centered in the middle of the island.
Right. Okay.
It was kind of, if you imagine this as being a chest.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Wrong way. Yeah, because that'd be on the right instead. It's somewhere near the middle, but more towards the northwest. And
so we're talking like here-ish.
Yeah. And inside the rock.
If I'm a spellcaster who has just cast the most important spell arguably of my life, and I did it from this location, two things come to mind. One, why? There's some sort of, if I'm trying to do something of that magnitude, there's some focus or some other reason it is anchored in that position. I like met with like the machine, right? I needed something to anchor the logic to. Second, if that's the location of my most powerful spell, theoretically, and it's winding down, do you think I'm trying to provide power to it in any way possible by standing nearby to it?
Perhaps. To your first point, Yasmin, if this is wizardry we're talking about, a spell of this magnitude would require multiple anchors, mystical diagrams, that sort of thing.
I'm going to pull out my notebook and start sketching the island as we've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, point where? Where are we looking?
I cannot say, because the wizard would create their sanctum, and wherever that sanctum is, the center of their power, where they were able to construct it would be machinery in your case, but the ritual ground, the arcane focuses, the nexus of the spell, I would want to make it somewhere hidden. Unless
I'm gonna draw. You know how when you draw a house in the 3D, it's like off, like it angled out to itself. I'm gonna draw the island such that the center of the ends up being the top corner of the drawing, right? Where I think reasonably the true center of the eye of the storm was. Now, Medwithin, this has been my call it a quirk of my own work, but everything needs to be evenly spaced, equidistant from each other whenever I draw up a machine of some kind. Is this an actual truth of magical theory, or is it simply a machinist who has the perfection at her fingers?
In magic, very few things are universally true.
But we need a starting point. We don't need it to be perfectly true. We just need a place that we can start looking.
Well, then it would reason that there must be a path to the eye, no?
And the closest thing to from where we are would be a tunnel underneath this dome, right?
Yes. And we are already beneath it. But as this conversation is going on, remember you did a thorough investigation downstairs. You didn't find any secret doors. Furthermore, this entire time, Dolores has been investigating this room full of swords. When you get close to the statue, it goes, ah! And it echoes throughout the entire structure.
No!
This happened once before, I think, on the higher floors.
Yeah.
I think we found our pathway.
Also, there are 641 swords here. None of them are magical, but the collection is probably worth money. If you had to guess, you'd say these are trophies. All these swords are trophies.
Is the number important?
No, the number is not significant. That's just the score before things stopped. You also entered room 6, or open room 6. A polished marble-topped bar dominates the north wall of what is obviously some sort of tavern. Booths line the walls, and round tables are scattered around the middle of the room. Unopened casks of ale and bottles of wine are placed in neat racks behind the bar.
I totally thought those were blood spills and definitely not bar tables.
Nope. It's a tavern.
So real quick, where is the statue that screamed?
I don't know if they put it on the map exactly, but I imagine it'd be either at the door or in the corner right here.
Okay. So I wonder if we need to activate both of these screaming statues at once. And if there's more than one. Maybe.
It'd be rather loud for activating a secret door.
It's true. Is that a door at the end of this?
Yes, there's a large double door at the southern end of the hallway. There's also a locked door in the bar room.
Yeah,
I think it's
right
locked.
here.
Yeah. No, it's locked. Yeah, that door is for sure locked.
Can I try to use sleight of hand to open the door?
No, you have to use thieves' tools. If you have thieves' tools on you, you can make an unproficient check.
I do not. I have a disguise kit.
Zomkug walks in, hang on, I brought my tools.
Oh, he has thieves' ability? Or is he just going to smash it in?
He just starts smashing the door down. It takes him a few tries, but he eventually busts it open. It is a storage room filled with food and beverages.
That's potentially 100 years old.
But still good.
What does the food look like? It still looks edible.
The astral plane
There's
is
no,
it's completely preserved.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the problems. If there was a blood stain here, it might not even be a blood stain. It might be just blood.
Oh, gross. How do they do plumbing here? Anyways, I want to take like there's like a little thing of bread or something. I want to take that and put it in my pack. I just
Okay.
want to see what happens later.
Add Ruun-Khazai bread to your inventory. Where would you like to go, and what would you like to do next?
Did I get the vibe that Karloth was evil when I did the whole sensing emotion thing?
Karloth? Yes. But in a
did you see him?
in a self-serving way rather than a lawful evil loyal way.
Right.
Would he be considered evil by...
Basically, I want to know if the Hallow spell will get me any value on this one.
It was an unhallow spell for sure, but it was sanctified to the Lich Queen, so it was aligned with her.
Right. More. I want to see if I can try and use that to detect him, or at least get a sense of what his pathway is.
Because it is not linked to his power; it's linked to the Lich Queen's power. He didn't cast it.
Got it.
I mean, I guess we can check out this next room down here and then go through the double doors.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Is everything all right? Are there cat wars?
No, there's cat barf.
Yeah. I know that sound all too well.
Okay. Not too bad because she didn't walk over to the carpet for it, so.
Would you like to, while Yasmin is thinking, Dolores, do you want to check another door?
Yeah, let's check the door to the south. This guy.
Okay. The center of this room is filled with easels, dozens of them in neat rows. All have oil paintings on them. Most are portraits of fierce-looking Githyanki. But a few are battle scenes depicting Githyanki astride red dragons or riding massive ships sailing through the astral haze. One particularly grotesque picture is titled Vivisection of a Mind Flayer.
Is the paint dry on these?
Yes, but it was not like, it said oil painting, but it's like a sticky sort of oil that's been designed to adhere much faster.
Okay.
Deal with the fact that it's on the astral plane.
How big are these portraits?
It doesn't specify. I'm going to imagine they're not huge. There's 500 pounds of art total in here.
Oh my god. Because like
one piece isn't fine. Yeah, you can take a Githyanki portrait.
Okay, I'll take the one with the mind flayer, just in case. Just in
Add
case
Vivisection of a Mind Flayer to your inventory.
Goody. Can I tell? Does this look like this is all done by the same artist?
No. Many different hands.
And spell. Do they look like they're trying to achieve the same type of style?
Yes, you definitely think that there's like a style, a realistic style. They're not meant to be abstract at all. There's no abstract art in here whatsoever. Clearly different hands. They might have different approaches to blending, shading, or dimensions and stuff, but they're all trying to be realistic.
Okay.
Photorealism is clearly prized here.
There's not any portraits done of
Karloth? No. Or Vlakith?
Oh, okay. Oh, neither.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's more others. Are there landscapes, or is it all like?
It's all the only landscapes are when it's a battle scene.
Oh, okay, interesting.
They basically only paint themselves and their deeds.
I was gonna say not quite nature appreciators, are they?
No.
Okay. Is there any? I guess I'll spend a little time investigating this room just to see if there's anything else I can pick up on.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Ooh.
Nothing you're really picking up on in here. Yasmin, speak up if you've got something. Otherwise,
I'll
Dolores, go ahead.
I'll push forward and go through the double doors.
Okay.
Just to kind of like extend our investigation, so we're not
All
doing
right.
the same thing.
Ah, windows.
Windows underground? Oh wait, no. We're on ground floor.
You're on the ground floor. This room slopes steeply downward to the north, where there sits a bare wooden stage. About 70 creatures could sit in this auditorium, in the plush seats of this auditorium. The south wall has 2 ornate, translucent stained glass windows, and twin stairways along the east and west walls lead up to small balconies. A stairway along the east wall leads down into darkness.
Oh, another way downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a cursory glance throughout this room. Is Zomkug with me? Or Medwithin's rather? Sorry.
Yeah, they're both of you are in this room. Both of them are in this room. I'll go ahead and bring them up to speed.
Let's push if there's no like if no one's like trying to look around this area, I'll try and push to those stairs heading downwards.
Okay. Dolores, do you follow? Do you want to linger in this performing arts center?
Yeah, I will linger a bit and just kind of investigate more. It's something that I'd be interested in and familiar with, if not familiar with, maybe
You automatically, after just a little bit of time, notice that the acoustics in here are unusually resonant. It's probably a magic, based on the design of the room, there's probably some magical component to it. It's not just the shape of the room. The shape of the room isn't quite right for that. But whoever's on stage would be a lot easier to hear because of slight magical amplification.
What kind of like what would the Githyanki use a stage for?
You got a history check. Propaganda plays.
Oh, I'm well known for that.
Yeah,
I know
you'd
a good
immediately
propaganda play when I see one.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they would do announcements, they would do speeches or like briefings to everyone, but they would probably put on plays celebrating their history and how glorious the Githyanki Empire is, and how great Vlaakith is, and how much Githzerai suck. And stage combat.
Sounds familiar.
Dolores, I'm going to go ahead and move you down into the darkness. Or Yasmin, I'm going to move you down into the darkness, unless Dolores wants to go as well.
Yeah, I'll follow.
All right.
Where's the dark?
Stand by for total transportation. And we'll see how good a job I did on the dynamic lighting down here.
At this rate, I won't need to learn teleportation. I just know it.
Wom, 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 wom. A little bit of positioning. Restore you to the mortal realm. And transport you here.
Oh boy. What is going on with this weird ass room?
Curtains hide most, but not all, of these 3 rooms, with beat up wooden trunk beds and straw mattresses, dinged up trunks full of clothing, and other detritus from ordinary lives. Rude pictograms scrawled in chalk cover the walls with graffiti in a dozen languages.
Do I recognize the languages?
Yeah. Common, Gnomish, Dwarvish. Probably a few you've never seen before.
Okay. I make note of all of the words.
Okay.
I'm expanding my swearing library.
Whoever lived here was not high status. And they were crammed in pretty thoroughly.
Okay.
Yeah, these definitely don't look as nice as the ones upstairs did.
There is a passageway leading up to the north, which definitely doesn't go into room 27, which you definitely haven't already seen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Chat played the ninjutsu fact deck for you, which allows you to gain information on one character or combatant of your choice.
Ooh. What kind of information?
Lots of information.
This is the one we already played on Karleth, right?
I don't know if you played on Karleth.
We did.
Played
we
on
did,
someone
we did
else.
definitely play some information card on him. On him. I just don't remember which one it was.
Okay.
Because that was at the end of not last the session before last.
Mm-hmm.
We played it on him to get more information about him and Ruun-Khazai.
Okay.
But I don't remember exactly what card it was.
Okay. Well, I can probably help a little bit with that right now before we even burn this card, since that's a thing that happened already.
Right? Because that was something that I just want to make sure I'm not fishing for information we don't already have.
You're an honest person, so you're not gaslighting me. What were you saying, Josie?
Huh? Oh, nothing.
Do you have a memory of this?
I don't recall, but I know that we did get one of those cards prior, and I can't remember who or what we used it on. But we did get a lot of information on Ruun-Khazai.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that came from.
I think it was just research.
Research, not magic?
Might have been magical research.
Okay. In the meantime, my thought process, by the way, is like knowing vaguely where that location I'm heading towards is. I'm trying to head in a direction that is in that,
Vector.
towards that location. So yeah, heading north-ish. I guess
Yeah.
northeast from where we are.
Up room 27. Honestly.
It's the hallway. The pathway is there. I shall take it.
Okay.
Zomka, would you mind? Listen, I'm feeling a little bit frail right now. How do you mind if I stand behind you?
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
They pay you?
Yeah. Why are you here?
Good question.
Do they pay you?
Have we been paid?
No, wait.
We need
Actually,
better
now that I think
negotiations
about
in
it,
our next
we're-
contract,
Yeah.
I know a guy. He has this fabulous hat. I think we could we could rope him into being our negotiator.
We can make him our bankroller. Dwarf's
That's not a world.
loaded.
That's what a world with capitalism without capitalism looks like. I've just taken all these jobs without getting money for it.
Look on the bright side. You're looting the place as we go.
Actually, I'm the only one looting the.
Oh, right. I could be doing that.
That makes me the fool. Maybe I'm the fool then.
I think you just look at Yasmin, who has like her notebook open again, and you just see like pages and pages of like notations, and then at like interrupting it is like, oh right, I could be taking things instead of just writing.
Hey, this room stinks.
Take more than pictures.
Exactly.
Leave more than footprints. The room stinks.
Yeah, this room smells bad.
Oh, what
Yasmin,
does it smell like?
upon arrival, vials, flasks, beakers, burners, crucibles, and all manner of other alchemical research equipment line the shelves on the walls and are scattered across 2 wooden tables in this room. The floor is stained with chemicals, and a sickly sweet odor is almost overpowering.
Oh, I'm home.
Yeah, it's an alchemy lab.
Yeah. What's the smell? Correction. Is it the smell of a to more dial in? I assume Yasmin knows what the smell itself is, but more like, is it the effect of like a broken vial, or is it like the after effects of an experiment, or is it the third option being
Like open flasks everywhere.
yeah, like someone like an improperly kept lab.
Byproducts of experiments, and less experiments, more production. This was less of an experimental facility and more of a production facility. Okay. And there's like no circulation down here.
Right.
And there's no telling how old those smells could be.
Sure.
It smells like a working alchemy lab that they probably put down here because no one could deal with the smell and they didn't care what the servants thought.
Right. Can I take a quick glance to try and see what they were working on was?
Yeah. Acid, alchemist's fire, resins, hardening materials, oil treatments for weapons. Some of it was like for practical usage, and some of it was for combat usage. That was the primary purpose of this room, you'd say.
So less research, more
production.
Things to keep a place running.
Mm-hmm. Like, definitely there's enough stuff to do research here. If you were doing research down here, it's equipped for that. And probably some of that occurred at some point, but this was a working facility.
Right.
Jesse, we have to cook.
Is there a way out of here? Or is this like a closed-in area?
There's a way you came in.
Okay.
Can we tell what was being made?
What was that?
Can we tell what was being made? Is there any of the finished product down here, or?
There's no finished product down here.
Strange.
I'll look for any particularly expensive materials that I could use and pocket those.
There you go. Now you're getting into the spirit.
Stuff that I can't easily find on my own, essentially.
Right.
Something that, like, useful in a lab, but tough to acquire.
Roll an investigation check.
Aye. 19.
Ooh.
You've grabbed a couple of useful things.
Okay.
But you also notice that the floor in the easternmost part of this is slightly colder than the rest of the room.
Drafty cold, or?
Could be.
I'm gonna like walk over to it and like stomp on that area.
It sounds different. It sounds hollow.
Oh. Medwithin, is this? Do you think there's like a magical one to this floor, like a trapdoor of some kind, or is this mechanical in nature?
She ponders it for a moment, seeing if she wants to burn a casting of Detect Magic on this.
That's basically what I don't have that many spell slots, so.
Oh, I can cast Dispel Magic with my lute, actually.
Save that save the Dispel for when you know there's magic. She will go ahead and burn the spell slot, and she looks back and forth a few times and shakes her head. Other than the residual magic of the various experiments in this room, lingering small amounts of arcane energy, there doesn't seem to be anything magical there.
Okay. I will, before I get into the percussive application of door opening, I'll like kind of like feel around the floor that's cooler to see if I can find like an element that belies like some sort of place to open.
Roll another investigation check. Dolores, you may also roll investigation if you want.
Yeah.
28.
Whoa!
28. You have discovered a trap door and the very cleverly created and hidden opening mechanism that relies on sort of depressing a seamless part of it, otherwise seamless, and then it flips up and there's a handle underneath the panel.
As I like wait for Medwithin to kind of shake her head at the lack of magic. I mean, good science is indistinguishable from magic anyway, and I'll pop the trapdoor open and pull the handle.
Okay. She stops, looking down. There's a ladder that goes down into a tunnel. that is lit with permanent light spells.
Hmm.
None of this is reading as magical.
Huh. Is that because it may have been dispelled at some point, or was it never?
What am I radiating?
There's a certain level.
Ignore the ring. Ignore the
Mhm.
stuff of your world. But like, and I'll pull out like the drone,
Mhm.
and I'll like move it around and like activate it.
I don't think it reads, right?
Yeah, correct. It doesn't read as
Yeah.
magic.
Nothing.
Same, or same but different.
Nothing is nothing. Yasmin.
That's not entirely true, but okay. I mean, I've got the drone out now. I'll just send it. I get to move it 50 feet per level of caster in mad scientist that I am. I'm level 11. 550
Away or per round?
Wow.
That's how far it can get from me.
Okay.
Before I lose control of it.
Okay.
So no, not per round. I assume it's just a homunculus, so it would be 30 feet, I think. Let me see. Looking at just the stat sheet real quick. 40 feet. 40 feet fly speed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess 80 feet if I use it and then dash.
Mhm.
Per round. But I can get it up to 550 feet away. That is quite far. I mean, I'll send it the full as far down the pathway as I can. Oh, actually, for the light spell,
Mhm.
do you have to concentrate on it?
No. But this many light spells, especially because of the way the whole
I don't
base.
need it. Homunculus have dark vision. They're fine.
Okay. The homunculus gets to the far end of range and reports that the tunnel splits. It continues to go east and it turns to the north.
So I basically VR goggles, flying my drone. Except my mask just glows brighter, I guess. As we suspected, there's a northern passage in the tunnel. There's also an easterly passage. In the interest of time, I think north is our way to go. Do you agree?
I would agree. Yeah.
Nonetheless, I think as a group, we should head underneath to this terminus, and then I can send my drone north, and we can kind of decide from there.
Okay.
Okay.
This has also been over the bond. How long have we been down here since that started, by the way?
Like half an hour.
Okay. So we still got time.
Are your drones detectable?
In as much as anything is detectable, yes. They're not magically notated, but
they don't read as magic, but they're drones. Why?
Am I able to cast non-detection on it?
Yes.
What does non-detection do?
Drop it in chat.
Okay, for divination, touch from divination magic.
So that spell would make you invisible to scrying.
Up to you. Entirely your prerogative.
You will burn a level 3 spell slot and 25 gold.
Okay. Oh no!
Do you
I think
wish
the 25
to do
gold
so?
might be the least expensive part of that spell.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I would do that.
Okay.
Especially because I'm loaded.
And then you want to go ahead and descend down below?
Yes.
You move it about 60 feet per round. So it'll take you like put you at 300 feet. Then another 2 rounds will get you at 420. Dab. It takes you just under a minute to to walk along this passageway. And as soon as you get down below, Metathin glances at herself and then she looks over at Dolores. Ah. Your lute no longer reads as magical.
Oh, uh-oh.
But I still wield all of my power. This place is veiled and warded against all divination magic.
Once we get to the terminus, I'll actually send the drone east.
Okay.
Not north. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of senses does your drone have?
I can hear and see through it.
Roll a perception check.
Seven.
Oh no.
Okay.
I do only have a +1, so it you know, this has been my average.
The tunnel ends and intersections going north and south.
Oh dear.
Okay. I would also like to take a moment to map where we're going. As my drone kind of flies through, I want to draw it out. Okay, so there's a north and south setup. I'll call the drone back to where we are and send it north this time.
Okay.
Actually, before I do that, sorry, small interruption. Do we want to travel north? Rather than have the drone come back and spend time, do we want to walk north to where we think that center is? And then in the end, we can come back and try. If we don't find anything there, we can come back and rather than retread ground, pick up from where we left off.
Yeah, I think that would be the way to do it. Because it's possible these other tunnels are to the towers to the north and also the wreckage to the south.
That's reasonable.
That does line up with what you're seeing so far. Do you proceed to the north?
I think, yeah. I think
Yes.
we'll yes.
Okay. The tunnel goes on for a little bit longer, fairly long given the scale of this map. Then it turns east, but there's a branch that goes west right here. You can see everything I'm drawing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There, I only started doing this because you said you were mapping.
Yeah. Tragically, the intellectual character is going to do this. Sorry, DM.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. And that passage to the west ends very quickly.
But that also marks in line where we think that the center of the storm probably was.
Yes.
Oh, and everything down here is warded
Against divination, yes.
Hmm.
So, I mean, realistically, Yasmin would suggest to go through this westerly passage.
Yeah, I definitely want to like investigate that abrupt end.
Okay.
If there's anything we can find there. Oh,
There just might be.
I got a 13. Oh.
Before you, let me see if there's any notes on this. Oh, a door made of bone. A whole bunch of bones that have been magically augmented and tangled together.
Quaint.
And as you enter, Hulwyn rings out in your mind. Oh, nope, not yet. Never mind. I'm ahead of schedule. Don't worry about it. Check the map. All right. As you discover this door of bone, we are going to go to a short break. Don't go anywhere, folks. More Coriander Society when we return.
No idea what's going through her head right now. If you were perhaps a little bit more perceptive, you would see the face of somebody who never wanted to be a mother, who never planned to be a mother, who's dedicated her life to gathering power so that she's never in a position where she's vulnerable again and where she won't be used for anyone else's purposes ever again, and yet finds herself having to talk to this teenager about drugs. Like, never anticipated this and is now trying to figure out the best way to go about it. Okay.
When a mummy drug and a daddy drug love each other very much,
Okay.
they do a special cuddle.
Shut up, Like Day. Flip him. Okay, one black card. And that's a big success. That's a critical success. So this is perfect. You already have an edge, right? So you can't gain another edge, but you can double the effect, which means you can quiet both wolves.
My friends. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, I almost fucking died. I never died in a one shot. My heart hurts.
This game, again, you start out from very humble origins. You're not mighty heroes. You're just townsfolk. It's easy to die.
We're coming from stupid origins.
Okay. So they're going to work on an item that will permanently maintain that spell for you, or some other long-term solution.
I was gonna say, damn, they trust Death Lord to not just pop that shit off like Lord of the Rings style. Yeah, that's a lot of trust in a teenager.
Well, they haven't mentioned the fact yet that they're probably going to implant a spike in his heart or something with the effect on it.
Yo, Chainsaw Man mode.
All right, so
pull the rope to get the uncle out. Actual chain, Uncle Man.
You've seen the man from Uncle. But now the uncle from Man.
From the man. Good lord.
You have carte blanche aside from that.
Cool. So thinking kind of like, because it's pocket dimension and shapeshifting, but maybe it's kind of like a Venom-esque arrangement where it's a dimensional parasite that so like when he absorbs things into his hand, maybe it's like a fucking, oh no, I've done it again. Maybe it's a teethy hand that like a toothy hole.
Could you please just once not consort with otherworldly powers from beyond the scope of human imagination? Just once, Light Day.
I refuse. There's too much empty headspace here with my lack of a brain to not have another thing in there.
Unless you have expertise or anything in art.
Okay, that's, you know, that's...
Not even Madorn can penetrate the
Wait, does Evil Gang have one more inspiration?
I'm checking for Evil Gang inspiration. Please stand by.
Quan, used 2?
I have one left.
Okay.
I have one left for Quan. So I'm going to count this for Evil Gang. Go ahead and roll that again.
All right. Also, let's change the name to Alex. Just for. Wait, no way. What?
It was meant to be, Alexander.
Huh?
Evil Gang just got their shit.
It just really be like that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Holy fuck.
Now this is a story all about how I got kicked out of the Golden Bough. I've got a nasty little temper. Whenever I'm annoyed, I poke holes in the world with the power of void. All the Brogans call me blessed child. Think I'm hot shit, but at best I'm mild. The world in grave peril, but I don't really care, because I'm too busy with my love affair.
Oh, shit.
Scrunches up her paper. Fucking hate this school.
Oh, no. Garnet, he's got fire bars.
Do you have fire resistance? Because you're probably dead after that one.
Well, we're magic users. We don't need a fucking sword to go through planes. We just wish our way there. We're spellcasters.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of the magical I'm thinking of the stabby properties.
I don't have any stabby things, but
Yeah.
you could just blast them.
And my last stabby thing, I put in Mantra's mouth.
That, you know?
Good night, everybody.
How many?
Oh, the instant regret sentence.
The emotional roller coaster of this episode is breaking my brain.
Bargo here to smash things. Bargo gonna smash corn into pieces. Bargo have fork with lot of muscles.
Bargo have loose grasp of grammar.
Bargo went to fighting school. Not grammar school.
Fair enough.
So it's just this guy trying to be summoned.
He's trying to summon himself.
I will go have my shadows teabag the teleportation zone. Proceed to teabag.
I need you
in
to
an
roll,
effort to taunt.
I need you to roll a persuasion check to convince the Phoenix Knights not to immediately smite the hell beast that you're riding on.
The horse I'm on? Well, it's because I'm riding the horse. They need to be persuaded not to
Yeah,
dismount
because it's
me?
evil. It's a fiend. It's in league with the Infernals. It is an abomination that must be purged.
But he's just a baby.
A malevolent. It's not a baby. As it as it paws at the crushed skulls of the devils.
Eats the corpse of its former rider.
The two Phoenix Knights sort of look at each other.
It's fine.
Deep in the very heart of the astral fortress of Ruun-Khazai, our heroes are pushing forward to solve the mystery of what happened to this place 100 years ago and to find its mysterious master. A door of bone lies before you. What do you do?
I would like to try and open the door.
Okay. The door is locked.
Sorry, go ahead.
We need a skeleton key.
Chat, disadvantage this person.
Please don't.
I will say this. Remarkable restraint from Darcy, because this is the first bad pun we've had in like 4 or 5 sessions. I'd like to listen, actually. Or like kind of pay attention. Is there any like signs of recent activity?
Roll an investigation check, please. Or survival.
I think I'll take the investigation. Yeah, I'm glad I took the investigation.
It's hard to tell. There's not a lot of dust down here.
Do you want to know what the roll would have been if I rolled survival?
10.
3.
But you have a +9 to that. Right. Right.
Survival tragically is a wisdom ability. Okay. Door's locked.
Tom Cook has no idea either. Hmm. He looks at the door. He looks at his maul.
He's welcome to try it. So I have a feeling if somebody went through the effort of building an entire door made out of bone, they probably protected it in other ways too.
Only several ways to find out, but one really fast way.
What if we just knock? We expect there to this is a if there's going to be something in this area, then the target that we're trying to find is probably on the other side of it.
You want me to hit him with a shave and a haircut?
You'll have to explain that one to me.
He walks up to the door.
I don't think we have that where we're from. Or at least, Delirious, does that ring a bell?
It's not an ask us thing.
Yeah, just utter confusion. Like, okay.
30 seconds pass. A minute passes. A minute 30 passes.
I think at this point, I'm starting to shuffle from foot to foot, what's next?
Zomko looks back down at his maul.
I mean, that's just another advanced form of knocking. Go for it.
Hurry up! And crunch! Crunch! It holds up better than non-magically treated bone would hold up. But it still crunches.
Huh.
And over the course of multiple hits, he bashes down the door. And he'll enter first, because that's his job. This room has black marble walls and a ceiling of pale blue mosaic stone supported by white pillars along the walls. Pews line the center of the room, all facing an empty black wall where an altar would ordinarily stand. A statue of a 10-foot tall Githyanki in long robes stands near the entryway, pointing at the blank wall.
This is not a Gith we recognize.
Correct.
Okay.
And it doesn't scream.
Correct.
I mean, if there's, I'll walk in a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, from the map, there looks like there's 2 wings here.
And they both end in doors.
They both end in doors. And there's like a black wall here.
Yeah, it's like an altar where an icon or an idol would be, and it's just a blank wall.
Okay.
Is there any indication that there used to be something there?
Roll a perception check.
19.
19. No, there doesn't appear to be anything there. A stone arm slams down on the back of your head, Dolores.
Like,
oh.
The Githyanki statue smashes you for 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Roll for initiative.
Hell yeah.
21?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember how to do the subtract thing in Roll20?
No.
So if you click on your character when the 3 bubbles pop up. Hey, no, you did it. Unless
I just did it directly from the character sheet.
got it. Yeah, on here, if you put like -21 and into the green bubble and hit enter, it'll do the math for you.
Oh, that's nice.
It's great. Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Oh, initiative.
Okay. Medwithin goes first.
Wild.
Dang.
And she is going to cast Greater Invisibility on herself.
Oh,
And then
well,
move.
I guess I would still see her, yes?
How long does that spell last?
An hour?
Yes, you would still see her. You would still see her. That is correct. Whip. Remember, Greater Invisibility means she can still cast spells. Zomkug immediately goes into a rage
He's been waiting for this all day.
and runs directly up towards it and is going to use Reckless Attack to deal with the absolute Lafon rolls he's being dealt right now. And it's not even powerful enough. Holy crap. Yasmin, it's your turn. What do you do?
Bonus action, analyze weakness. I am. Hang on. This is a intelligence check at advantage. Wow.
Analysis successful.
So, yeah, it's weaknesses, please, and its stats and things.
Its weaknesses, it has no weaknesses. This is a stone golem. Its form is immutable. Any spell that would modify its or alter its form fails. All other spells, it has magic resistance, so advantage on saves against them. Its weapon attacks are magical. As a construct, it's immune to poison and psychic damage, and it is immune to physical damage from attacks that are not magical or adamantine. So a magical weapon will work, an adamantine weapon will work, nothing else will work. It's immune to charm, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, and poisoned. And it has dark vision out to 120 feet. And it can not only beat the crap out of you, it can slow you.
Ugh. Okay. And is it summoned or like enchanted?
It's a construct. That statue has been there for who knows how long, but it's been a stone golem the entire time.
Got it.
Drozy, please heal 8d4 plus 8.
8d4 plus 8. Okay.
Thanks to a healing boost card from chat.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, chat.
That's a construct on a machine. That's tough. Okay.
However, chat has also played a heavy firepower card.
Uh-oh. Is that R4, RD4?
/R space 8d4 plus 8.
D4 plus
I will attack it.
Mm-hmm.
It's last thing because for this, do I know if it's like there's an activation phrase for it that can deactivate it? Not phrase, but like a sequence.
By default, the creator of the golem can give it orders and it will obey. They can be created with a special amulet that lets you control the golem, or they're just linked to their creator.
Got it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna attack it with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
First one misses, I believe.
Okay.
Oh.
Do me a favor and roll 1d60
Okay.
for critical fun.
39.
39. What happens on a magical attack for a 39?
Oh no, I don't like this.
Yasmin, roll 1d8, please.
Oh no. Listen, it was going too well. It was going too well.
Oh no.
Yasmin,
Yeah.
as the weapon malfunctions in your hand, a burst of energy engulfs your entire body and then shrinks down, and you are nowhere to be seen.
Sick.
Honey, I shrunk myself.
Yasmin, you are now on the other side of that door.
Oh.
What?
Okay. The door's still closed, I assume.
Correct.
Oh no.
All right. I see 3 pathways here.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna move here. Oh god, that's not helpful. How much is that? That's 5, 10,
10
15?
feet. That's 10 feet from where you just moved.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll move so 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll just move down the long hallway.
Mm-hmm. There's a stair. Go ahead.
As my free action, I will tell them where I am because I still have the telepathic bond.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'm not gone. I'm on the other side of the door, south of you.
Poor Zomkug. He just basically saw both Medwithin and Lafon. Just...
So that's my
Fucking nerds.
action. That's my action, bonus action, free action movement. I believe that's my entire turn. Oh, I do have 2 shots left. Do I see anything here, like a door or something? I believe I can't hear you.
+1 XP. Nope, it's just a staircase that goes down. You don't see a single... There's a door behind you to the east.
Screw it. I'll shoot twice at the door.
Okay, go ahead and shoot twice.
Oh, of course.
Think.
So that's 5 damage and then 12 damage. No,
Okay.
11 damage.
All right, so 16 damage. The door's still fairly intact.
Okay, that's my turn. I just need to fire off those 2 bolts because they were just chilling.
The stone golem activates its slow ability. Drowsy, please roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
no.
You do still have the
the luck
inspo.
dice. I'm gonna.
You haven't burned the inspo either.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, I'll burn the inspiration.
Okay, roll again.
Oh,
And you still... wow, Zomkug shouldn't have had advantage, and he... Wait, hold on. Yep, he didn't have advantage, so he critically failed. You can burn the luck die if you want.
what does the slow?
it is
I'll take
DC
it for
17,
now.
so you would need to roll
Yeah,
16
I'll
or
take
higher.
it for now.
Okay. Release... Where's the snail? Where's the snail? I know there's a snail.
Release the snail.
Release the snail.
Yeah.
I actually got to say that on an adventure once. There was a deep gnome who they had a flail snail, and so they said, "Release the snail," when the players didn't obey them. It was one of the peak moments of my career. You are now both slowed, and this guy's ability is on cooldown. That is its action. Dolores, it is your turn. You are moving very slowly.
What kind of pews are these? Are these pews
Wood.
that are built like this? With like legs on each side, or are they pews that are built like this?
I think they have legs on each side. Why?
Okay. I would like to drop down and roll under the first pew. like out of the way.
Okay, roll an acrobatics check.
Slowly. 24.
Okay. You managed to roll under the pews and avoid an attack of opportunity.
Woo.
You can either take an action or a bonus action. Actually, it would have been a bonus action to do that, basically. It would have been disengage. So roll a new saving throw. A new wisdom saving throw. You got a chance to end it on... nope, you're still slow.
Still slow. All right, I'm just gonna I'm gonna like crouch behind the pew that I'm at.
Okay. Men within opens the door. This door is not locked. And she casts Major Image. To create an illusion of... Where the hell are you? A red dragon.
Oh.
Oh.
In the room. She is no longer invisible. She has swapped what spell she's concentrating on. She creates this red dragon. It roars, not super loudly, very localized, because she doesn't want to set off the entire place. But it does like roar and breathe fire and all that jazz. Zomkug is in a rage and does not use this opportunity to disengage. He hits it for 9 points of damage. Its health bar barely moves at all. And he can only make one attack because he's slowed.
Oh.
Medwithin yells at him to run.
Okay.
And unfortunately, he is too busy raging out. At the end of his turn, he is still slow. Yasmin, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
What would I like to do? Can I... I'm gonna move. Oh God, what is this? Oh, this is not ideal. Oh my God, options. Oh no.
Paralysis.
Yeah. Okay, so what am I what does this location look like now that I'm in this alleyway, these hallways?
It's all hewn from the very rock. It's all hewn stone with bone doors.
Okay. And roughly where am I in relation to where I think the center is?
It's in this area. You're in the heart area.
Okay.
It's just tough for you to tell down to like the ventricle,
right.
you know.
Sure.
But you're pretty confident you're exactly where you predicted the eye of the storm would be.
Would I be able to make a this follows like sort of a religious setup, right? With like the pews and so forth.
The shrine in the chapel, yes.
Yeah. Would it be possible to make a religion check here
Mhm.
to see if there is, based on my knowledge of like chapels, if there is a like an office location or something similar that would be kept in an area like this?
Roll a religion check.
24.
24. That chapel does not match any religion you've ever seen. In fact, with a 24, there is no religion in that chapel. It's a place of spirituality, but it is dedicated to no god and no creed.
Okay.
And the rest of this area does not follow religious. This is not a religious complex. There's just a chapel at the front to no god.
Okay.
Oh.
So then the only thing that comes to mind is not a lab, but like a library kind of thing. So how would I map this if I was designing this place, how would I map it? I'd put wings out, plus the fact that I'm in a hallway here. I'd put a room to the, I see 2 rooms below me, like east and south of me. A hallway, a hallway that I can't see the end of, a staircase to my west, going down. We're already below. I'm gonna go north, I think.
Okay.
There's
Go
a
ahead and move
doorway
yourself
here.
30 feet north.
Yeah, I already moved 5 feet. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, it snaps. Okay. What are the 2 doors I'm looking at here?
They are both melded bone doors.
Okay. This is a 50-50. The player, don't know which one I want to take. So I'm going to roll a D2 here. On a 1, I will go west. On a 2, I will go north.
Okay.
I'm going west.
Okay. You'll need to dash.
I will dash. Does this count as an object interaction to open it?
Yes.
Okay. I will.
It's not locked. Go ahead and open it.
Okay. That is, I still have movement, so I'll walk out into here. What am I looking at?
A massive table is covered with beakers and other glassware, all of which looks brand new, almost as if it had never been used. Slate walls are covered with chalk diagrams and formulas. You would immediately recognize this as a top-notch, state-of-the-art, for 100 years ago, alchemical laboratory. But it's barely been used.
So I will transmit this information to the group via the thing. I think I have, how much movement do I have left? I used 5, I used 10, so I still have 20 feet of movement. I will use, it doesn't look like there's a way out of this room.
You don't see any other way out of here.
I will use the remainder of my movement to go to this door. I cannot do anything further. That
Correct.
is my totality of action. I will end my turn.
Okay.
I'm giving the information back and kind of like my thought process to the entire group as we go.
The stone golem rolls a d6 to see if its ability recharges. It does not. It then proceeds to attempt to beat Zomkug to death.
Jeez.
He is raging, so he only takes half of that damage. Dolores, it's your turn. What do you do?
Okay. I am actually also going to try to persuade Samkug to run.
That'll be a bonus action, but you're slowed, so you can only take a bonus action or an action.
Correct. That is okay.
Right. And you can use the psychic
Please
link.
run. Oh my god. I got a 1.
Incredible.
Oh no.
I'll hold them off.
No!
Do you want to move? You can only move half your speed, but you can move.
Yeah, I'll move. Half my speed, which is 30, so I can move 15.
3 squares.
Ah! 1, 2, 3. So now he's just not running harder.
Correct. He's like determined to stand and fight.
Dang.
This whole place is dimensionally anchored because otherwise Metatron was just going to run up, grab his ankle, and dimension door him away. But that is not currently feasible.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I know what she'll do. Give me a sec.
We have to save him.
Metatron casts Disguise Self.
Nice.
She walks forward and snarls, "Leave this one. Resume your original position." Okay, well, the good news is it does understand common.
The bad news?
There is no bad news. She persuaded it to stand down. Zomka continues to attack it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Dunk.
He's rolling a little bit better now.
And he's still slowed.
Oh.
Yasmin, what do you do?
I'm on this path of action. I'm gonna try and open this door in front of me.
Okay. It is not locked. The door opens.
I walk in.
Okay. Blackboards span the walls of this room and are so covered with arcane sigils and notations they almost hurt the eyes. The marble tile floor is free of dust. 4 basins, one on each wall, are empty, but each has a water barrel suspended above it on a hinged platform. Tables are covered with parchment, books, and various material components like insect parts, plants, and bits of ore. Karlith is standing at the far end of it, facing the door, concentrating on a spell. As you enter, he looks up at you. What do you do?
Oh my god.
Guys.
Before you attack, and I will recite the mathematical notation that I disassembled. I want to talk shop.
Roll a science check, please.
24.
He's listening.
We come from a coalition, not as aggressors, but on a journey to prevent Illithid from taking over an entire system. We come to talk in peace. I assume you're in control of the one out front. Stabilize it and let us just talk.
You know, thus far, none of this particularly sounds like it's my problem. He looks at you kind of deadpan, trying to not give anything away. Dolores, packing over to you. What
this
do
is,
you
by
do?
the way, I'm keeping the bond open the entire time.
Okay.
So everyone here knows what I've done or what I've said.
Dolores, what are you doing?
Oh boy. Do we know exactly where Yasmin is, or just
Roughly. Yasmin was transmitting coordinates the whole time, but you were kind of in a fight, so you know the general direction.
I'm gonna head in that general direction.
Okay.
Before I head in that general direction, I'm gonna cast inspiration. I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to Samkug.
Okay. Every bit helps. And you are still slowed, so
Oh,
you can't do that and dash.
that's okay. I will walk at a.
Okay. 15 feet.
I will walk at a pace. 3. Sucks.
Roll a new wisdom saving throw.
Oh, thank God. Oh!
Incredible.
I'm so sorry for stealing your luck.
Oh! I got a 4.
All right, it's Carlos' turn. He is holding that staff that you saw in your mental image of him and the knife. And he stops casting whatever spell it was that he was working on. My home has a lot of uninvited guests at the moment, but most of them are as dumb as rocks. I'm curious what brought you here.
I assume we're still in initiative, right? So
Roughly speaking, there's no fight really going on. You can go ahead and...
I think I'll take it. I'll take a very deep breath. And I think I will take. Hang on, what do I have in my pack? Oh, I will take one of the baubles that I was working on in the ship. And I will hold it out and not threateningly, but toss it towards him to land on the floor. So I'm not throwing it at him. I'm chucking his general direction, but not close enough where it looks like an explosive. Far enough away that it. Take a look at it. Is it okay if I come closer?
At your own risk.
Inspect that. It is not explosive, I swear. But
He uses
you will find
mage hand to float it up in the air. Go ahead.
You will find it is not of this plane, nor is it of any plane within this region. I come from a location sealed off from other locations.
Really? How sealed?
The Hells could not get into it.
I assume time flows normally there?
Does it?
Are you asking?
This is me, the player, asking if I would.
Yeah. As far as you know, time moves normally on Ascus.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagine he's basically asking, does it not move like the actual
Yeah.
thing?
Is it outside of time?
Funny.
It is within time, but it is without magic.
Useless then.
If I may demonstrate,
Mm-hmm.
and I will cast a cantrip here. I'll cast Mage Hand actually in return.
Okay.
I assume he's a spell. You seem to be a spellcaster of the highest order. This isn't magic.
Josie, go ahead and move 6 squares and roll a new save while this is happening.
Okay.
All this to say that I am legit in my request. We came because we heard that you may have information or tools, or at least that your fortress would have some way of giving us an edge in the fight against Illithid. We were not aware that you still lived.
That was by design.
Hi?
Like everyone else here, you weren't invited. What sort of edge were you looking for? How'd you even hear of this place?
Where did we hear of this? This is me, the player, asking.
That was research on Perianth, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arcane information, books that have been lost to history.
Not lost
Hearsay and
enough.
Stories. True. But
Josie, go ahead and move 6 more squares and roll a new save.
you all can hear me like my end of this conversation, by the way. Yes. Nice.
You're free.
Oh, thank goodness.
Medicine
Release me
reports
from
that
this snail.
she has Zongkug. And they're
He's
leaving.
finally stopped attacking.
Yeah. She talked him down. Dolores, you walk into this room. You already know what to expect because of the psychic link. You see Carlith standing at the other side with a staff, in a magical staff in his hand, just conversing with Yasmin about this. More intruders. Wonderful.
Friends.
That remains to be seen.
I'm gonna put my weaponized spellcasting gun thing away. At this point, like I think I was holding it casually, but now I'm just gonna like straight up put it away. If I could ask you one question. You cast a powerful, I assume it was you, a powerful spell to begin to anchor the psychic storm.
Partially.
To what end?
To keep myself from Vlaakith's thirst. Do you know what happens to Githyanki who get too strong and are chosen for ascension?
No.
They're all fools and idiots. They think they're going to be with her for eternity to receive their reward. She eats them. A lich's immortality is not without price. She drains their souls and turns the husks into her creatures, forever roaming the walls of her accursed palace. And as far as she's concerned, I've grown exactly 2 sizes too big for my britches, and I am overdue for ascension. But here, at the heart of the storm, she can't touch me.
What were you going to do when it ran out? Which, by my calculations, was 3 years from now.
Yeah, that seems to be accelerated at the moment. Before I was so rudely interrupted, I was about to go recruit some of our guests to assist me in replenishing and casting a new spell. It seems like a fair price for their intrusion.
Gith business is not mine. I will not tell you what to do there.
Dolores, you're in this scene. Feel free to intercede or do anything that you wish.
Okay.
Yeah, you are in the scene. I apologize for not telling you that earlier.
No, you're good.
If I may just bring my friend up to speed real quick. And I'll turn to Dolores and essentially tell the same thing that I've already told.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how did she grab them for ascension? Like, would she just...
Are you asking this or are you just wondering this?
Yes, no, I'm asking this.
Oh, they kneel before her. They await her embrace. It's the greatest honor a Githyanki can receive. They deliver themselves to her gullet.
But what if you don't? Like,
Then
does
they
she come
send
after you?
not herself. She would never leave her palace. No, she sends her knights to come after you. Refusing ascension is sacrilege. It makes you persona non grata. You get dragged back to Tunaroth, and you meet the same fate, just with less pomp and circumstance.
Are they searching for you?
I haven't asked them yet. But I imagine they've been watching this place for some time for any sign that the storm subsides. To check for survivors, plunder the treasures, see if old Karloth was playing by the rules or if he was still around.
And the Githzerai?
A tactical resource, something that belongs to their enemies, something they can exploit, something they've been watching just as much. I wouldn't be surprised if there were all sorts of contingency spells just waiting to fire the moment that the storm dropped.
Curiosity, though, like, what's your long-term plan here? You can't really be... This isn't really the best life to live, is it? I mean, do you just plan on living here alone the rest of your life? What kind of...
Of course not.
I mean...
Of course not. I seek liberation from Vlakath and her tyranny. Long-term solutions for all the Githyanki people. I've been looking for answers without and within.
Have you found any?
Some, but I need more time.
Do you see yourself as a savior or a hermit?
I don't concern myself with roles, I concern myself with results.
I mean, that is... The role is irrelevant. It's more a path. The savior ends the thumb that you're under. The latter finds yourself away, also free of the torment, but with no change in the system itself.
I seek the seeds of Vlakath's undoing. I suspect the two of us have a great deal in common. We both apply ourselves to intellectual pursuits. If my mind is the greatest weapon that I can wield against Vlakath, then all it needs is more time to figure out her undoing. I am a weapons researcher, not a hermit.
You only have so many resources to research here, don't you?
What of it?
As Delaris asks this, I'm going to think across.
Mm-hmm.
We could trade Aska's knowledge for tools that could help us with the war against the Illithid. A trade. He needs information and resources, stuff I can provide, in exchange for resource information that we need. I suspect there may be there may be a trade that's available.
Because we're trying to get from him the location of Penumbra, right?
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Or information on the annulus?
Which is thought to be on Penumbra.
Yeah, I mean, you've been here for 100 years. There's been, lots of advancements outside of the astral plane since then that you don't even have access to.
What exactly are you proposing?
We're looking for information that you might have, and we can trade.
At the moment, my chief concern is making sure that everything I've worked for the last 100 years doesn't come crashing down because of Vlaakith and her knights. I am exposed.
Maybe we can also help protect you from Vlaakith's knight. We have quite a talented, experienced crew.
Oh, your experienced crew ever dealt with blackguards wielding silver swords astride dragons? Necromancers who can rip the life from your bones, half-dragon monstrosity knights, all of them wielding Vlaakith's power? This is not a provincial queen. This is a would-be goddess.
I mean, no, but we have been to hell.
Roll persuasion check.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Incredible.
I'll use that luck dice.
Cashing it in. All right.
Come on.
Okay,
There
that's
we
more
go.
like it.
And they've been on untold adventures before we've even met up. And we've made a few other friends along the way, so we're not exactly provincial. Thank you very much.
It still seems foolish to trust strangers over an effect that I've known firsthand to work for over 100 years.
Yes, but the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Then what would be a different course here, Elf?
I want to communicate to Medwithin really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about helping him stabilize the psychic storm with the information we were able to gather, dispelling it?
The storm is gone. He will need a new source of fuel.
Right, but when we leave, after we get the information, let the Githzerai and Githyanki provide that resource.
No, you're okay with that?
Me? Yeah. Guess me in? Absolutely. There's no cognitive dissonance here. None.
I mean, to a certain extent, though, that also lowers our possible numbers against the mind flayers.
We're talking about huge species here.
Yeah, but every soldier we lose now is a potential loss for later.
True.
I think Yasmin is like trading that information on Penumbra as being like, if we have that is way more valuable than like a cohort of Githyanki and a cohort of Githzerai. And also keeping like more power to Vlaakith seems, keeping an avenue where we can direct as like later fodder if absolutely necessary is also not terrible. But if we trade that information that once we leave, he can go back to casting the spell that he was working on, having that extra added information may be enough to give us at least the location that we can travel to. It's not ideal, but it is a pathway.
We can also...
Dolores, I really quick want to point out that even though he countered your point, you are very persuasive. He is listening to you.
Excellent.
He's not like he's not going to go along with something he thinks is a dumb idea, but like you have his ear.
Okay, excellent. I mean, the other thing we can do is potentially trade quest objectives. I mean, it is kind of... We could go after the Lich Queen.
From all we know of the Lich Queen, this is like a fight that is harder than the one we escaped on Askist, right?
The celestial heroes working together could probably take Vlaakith.
Oh.
At the heart of her power, I mean, surrounded by, like, she's a lich, she's a wizard, she's been creating magic items and monsters for centuries. So she is heavily ensconced, but the celestial heroes are demigods, and there's 9 of them. Well, probably 8 now. But they're all like incredibly powerful heroes. They could probably, like, they're the kind of people who you'd want to send on a quest to destroy Vlaakith.
Right. Okay.
Okay. That is...
However, also need to point out that I do have that adventure.
Because, I mean, a Gith as powerful as Karloth is could also help persuade some of the other Githyanki to join the fight against the Mind Flayers. Yes?
Potentially, yes.
Especially if he kind of takes the place of their former deity.
Also,
I mean,
yes.
Extrapolating from what I've experienced from the Githyanki, I imagine they would be more respectful of somebody who defeated their goddess as opposed to wrathful.
It would be a crisis. It would be a crisis.
Are we about to
I guess
set
the question
upon the
is,
path of causing another schism between them?
I guess the question is, do we think we can do it in there's also the time limit, right?
Like 6 months.
Yeah, no, less now, right? Because it took us a month to research how to get here. I think we're 5 months out of the invasion date.
If you guys decide to go after the Lich Queen, the thing is, though, the thing about that is you call John and you say, "Hey, John, we want to kill the Lich Queen." He will probably be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Let's do it."
I leave for just a couple of months.
The question isn't, do we want to fight the Lich Queen? The question is, do we think we can succeed in the amount of time it takes is the window big enough that we can kill her in time to prevent the Illithid from
Mhm.
conquering everything?
I'm a gambling elf.
Yasmin is not lucky enough to gamble.
Jesus Christ. I'm not against this. It's just batshit.
Listen, you gotta take big swings sometimes.
Mhm.
Legitimately, Yasmin is like whatever you decide here, like I'm backing you up on.
Mhm.
I'm just, as you kind of like think these ideas, I'm giving you like the pros and like the what our timelines are, what our
Mhm.
restrictions are, why it might be a good idea, why might it be a bad idea. So I'm not saying no. Yasmin isn't saying no. Yasmin's saying, but maybe.
Fortune favors the
other thing-
underdog who takes risks.
The other
is
thing
all I'm
too, though,
saying.
we don't need to necessarily kill Vlaakith. We could also create enough insurrection that just to create chaos that we can fracture the Githyanki enough to get some fighting force from them.
And okay, so let me draw that back. We'll defeat the Lich Queen. We don't necessarily have to kill her to do that.
Mhm.
We could do it through subterfuge and all of that.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the time limit is still in play though. Right? We still have 5 months to do it.
Mhm.
And sure, the astral plane is a little bit different in terms of like how time passes.
The
but I don't think
effects of time. It's only the effects of time. It's not the passage of time.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you don't have 5 months to do it. You have 5 months to raise an army or get a super weapon that can neutralize them. You know what I mean? So, like, you would need to defeat her and
a 3-month campaign, essentially.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. If we're divvying up the time as we have left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a bad idea to get Karleth off this rock and back into the thick of things to at least throw a wrench in the works. We do have another thing to think about though, and that is, do we want a united Githyanki under a non-isolationist leader?
Vlaakith is not an isolationist. Vlaakith invades worlds. The Githyanki attack worlds with their fleets under her orders.
Right, but does she go and chase them down, or is she just
No.
sends her?
She stays. She's like she's ensconced at the heart of her power, where she's strongest and least vulnerable. Why would she ever leave?
The question is, does Karleth then, because if he ends up taking power, does he
roll an insight check for me, both of you, please?
Ooh, okay. Wow.
Oh.
Your read on Karleth is that he is self-serving.
The other question is,
that's not counter to expansionist.
I mean, he gets something out of it in that she will throw armies at them and probably lose quite a bit of her army while battling the Mind Flayer. And,
the only downside to that is we don't want to let our entire goal is to not let that system be overrun by conquering species. We'd be trading one problem for another.
Right. Because then Vlaakith would be like, look at this system to conquer.
And then we defeat Vlaakith. There we go.
Would we be able to raise an army to have a war with the Illithid and then immediately turn around and do the same thing to Vlaakith? I
don't think we wouldn't be fighting the Illithid ourselves in that case. We would just be watching to see what happens and then jumping in afterwards.
So you're suggesting that the climactic battle for the fate of the Forge would take place while y'all were in the astral plane trying to assassinate the Lich Queen? You wouldn't even be there because you'd just be, quick, while they're out there, we're going to go murk the would-be goddess.
Yeah. It's
So-
called efficiency.
So you know that Karloth is very self-serving,
Mm-hmm.
and that he cares more about himself than the Githyanki people in general. But you have his ear. The thing is, whatever proposal you make to him is going to have to be really beneficial to him. Like, he wants to put back up his shield so that Blackith doesn't send an army after him. He would rather be in a situation where no armies get sent after him. So if you want to try to convince him to do that, the carrot needs to be really good.
We will kill Blackith.
Does he believe that we can do it though?
No.
A carrot is only useful if it's like actually, you know, like if I'm holding a thing that only I think is edible, then you're not going to go for it.
Right. You currently have him considering the idea that you might be strong enough to protect him from the kill teams Vlaakith will send.
Right.
If
This doesn't have to be. This doesn't have to be.
succeeds.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If this succeeds,
I think we're on the same train of thought. Where if this is a multi-stage negotiation, like let's finish stage 1 here, then we move into a position where we're arguing on more equal footing. Because right now, I assume he doesn't see us as equals.
what if we also throw into there that if this succeeds, we will get him an introduction to the cyst?
Do you say that?
We're discussing this right now.
Okay.
We can't guarantee like membership or anything, but we can at least, get his foot in the door. Which means basically safety for him and knowledge and power.
Does that prevent us from? My only concern there is any power we give to the cyst is power we will have to work against to eventually free Oscus of its of the threads that bind it.
It's not the cyst that we're worried so much about is the
Inquisition
the Inquisition
and the Celestial Heroes themselves.
I think after how it's not Aveus, it's what's his name?
The guy that you worked
yes.
I'll look him up. Give me a sec. I'll look him up.
I think at this suggestion, like Yasmin is actually recoiling. She
Ibis
doesn't
Fatalibus.
Ibis Fatalibus, thank you.
Ibis.
She doesn't like the Inquisition, hates the Inquisition. I don't think she loves the opposition either. We were absolutely lied to, and he sent a dead dragon on us.
That's because he's crazy.
But power that's given to him is power that is eventually wielded against us.
True.
I think at that suggestion there is pushback from Yasmin. If only because
we also have. To offer him, we also have like extra planar ability to travel with John. So that he could actually travel quickly away from Blackith at any time he needed.
I think for Karloth right now, let's keep him. Let's try and negotiate more time to negotiate, if that makes sense. Let's make a handshake deal that we can find information later.
Okay. I guess that we should also probably know more about what he may want.
With that 19 insight, you know that he wants to be safe from Blackith. That is his most pressing current concern. It trumps any long-term concerns at the moment.
Do we have any ways to successfully hide him?
some options include giving him the souls, the lives he needs to fuel a second psychic storm and go back into lockdown for 100 years. Getting him onto Ascus, because that is almost impossibly locked down. Yasmin already mentioned this world to Karlith, and he seemed interested, but then less interested when he found out that it doesn't work like the astral, the passage of time. Because like on the astral, as long as he's safe, he effectively has infinite time. On Ascus, he would be safe, but he would not have infinite time. So that's like the pro and con. Something like we will introduce you to the Pact Malefic would be a major pro in that column, which could talk him into doing that. Other ways of protecting him, like hiding him in some world she can't find. But you two haven't done enough planar travel yet to really know what options are available and speak specifically about that, except Ascus. Like, you know, Ascus would be really hard for her to get him there.
I mean, kick the can down the road, hey. We need.
Oh, you got another inspo I missed.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Hooray. Hooray.
What are Medwithin and Zomkug doing, by the way, while we're, because they hear this.
Right. Medwithin expresses her doubts that King Indogalad could protect him from Vlaakith.
Okay.
Just because of like the dragons and the high level things that would get sent. She doesn't have infinite supply of those. And, you know, they're pretty strong.
But she has enough.
Yeah. Indogalad's magic, like he might be able to hide him from scrying. But if that ever went away, he could be toast.
Is there a way to like clone his identity such that you could create like false trails?
But they'd need upkeep. You know?
The thing is, if that's something that could at least buy us time if we decide, because even when we went to Ascus, it would not be instantaneous.
Yeah. Nothing would be immediate for him. I mean, except for continuing to protect him from attack.
Yeah.
Right. Like there'd be additional people around him to fight and die when the dragons come.
Yeah.
Whose combat prowess he only knows in theoretical terms.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else here that is either loyal to you or at the very least non-hostile?
I'm not utterly alone. Why?
You better not be counting the stone golems, because that doesn't
I'm
count.
not counting the stone golems.
So there's others here.
I'm not alone. Why does it concern you?
I just want to make sure I don't accidentally walk into a wrong area.
Are you planning on continuing to run about my home? You still aren't. You still aren't invited.
I'm gonna ask like the mind link. I'm gonna ask about Penumbra. Is that okay?
Although we would be showing our hand.
I think my thought process here, no matter what we decide is a long-term goal, in the short term, he's going to need to at least protect himself somehow. I think whatever we decide, he is still going to want to keep that storm up in some regard. unless you can think of a way to dismiss. You can think of a way that we are immediately able to act on a course of action that does not necessitate that camouflage.
Well, we do have kind of an upper hand in that Huelin is out there, and she could give the message to the Githyanki that he's here and pretty much exactly where he is. And he wouldn't even have time to re-up that psychic shield before they got here first. So, I mean, we do kind of have like an immediate card to play there. We try with the carrot, but I think maybe we also have to try with the stick.
Lead the way.
You have yet to make any specific offers or any specific requests. You have thus far only opened the table for negotiating and learned what his requirements are. No firm offers have been made. Things are still very loosey-goosey, to use the technical term.
So we cannot take him to Perianth.
She didn't say that. She just said that
It would be questionable. Not until we're ready.
Indogod can't protect him long term.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going to need an incredibly strong escort wherever he goes, and even then there's the constant worry of them attacking in the night or something.
I say we don't rat on him now.
Mm-hmm.
And we kill the Lich Queen in exchange for his short vacation on the Forge.
Is that the offer you want to make?
Yes.
That'll be a new persuasion check.
Yeah.
With disadvantage.
Oh, how dare you!
Because the offer is insane. You can use the inspiration that you got if you want to reduce it to a normal roll.
What the
A 22. So you want a Githyanki to take a short vacation to a planet completely dominated by their ancient enemy.
Yes.
How will he be safe there?
You probably won't be there very long.
And he is very not convinced that you can kill the Lich Queen.
I mean, we are going to try to kill her while all her other armies are distracted with the Forge. Protecting you on the Forge. Disguises. We have a secret underground network there. I mean, we can probably disguise you as one of the dwarves there for a bit.
Okay, you realize whoever Blacketh sends is going to have access to magic
Yes.
that can like see through disguises and stuff. Like, they're going to have magical countermeasures.
Yeah, but then they still have to fight through a horde of mind flayers.
Yeah, but so do we. This idea is insane. He's not having it. Not on a 22. It was a reach. Make a different offer.
Okay.
You still haven't told him you want information about Penumbra, by the way. Like, that hasn't even that.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even mention that in that deal.
I mean, offer a trade of information for information.
Yeah, we can offer a trade of information for information. We can give you information on.
I can give you information on. You've had a chance to look at my spellcraft, yes? I
if
assume
that's
with
what we
enough
call it.
I assume with enough time you'd be able to figure out yourself. Consider it a fast track.
Roll persuasion check, Yasmin.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm so good at this. Oh, actually, yes, I am. Wait, hold on.
It's a flat check too. It's a flat check.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
Oh.
And you rolled a 2. Lafon luck strikes again.
I rolled a 2.
That is of unproven value. It's not that he's not interested. It's that the value proposition is not solid.
Fair.
I will include in that research notes from my parents.
As Yasmin, as Dolores is kind of offering this, can I look around the room really quick? You said there were a lot of like arcane sigils in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take a moment to actually like look at them and try to understand them.
Mm-hmm. This will be an Arcana check.
Okay. No way. I rolled a 3.
Incredible. Dolores, the value proposition of those notes is not a known factor for Carlith.
No, it is not. But also the value of knowing where Penumbra is not exactly of known.
To be fair, we haven't
use
asked
to
that
us.
yet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just say that right now. We'll give you some additional research done by 2 mages in exchange for this location information.
Roll a persuasion check.
Still disadvantaged or am
Nope.
I...
Nope. This is you're not saying you can kill a demigod. So no disadvantage for outrageous claims.
16.
I receive this knowledge. I give you what I know of Penumbra. And then you leave in peace.
Okay. Hoping to get a little more out of that, but okay.
You can try to specify. He basically counteroffered. You said this for this, and he said
Oh.
this for this plus you leave. And let me harvest all these souls so I can get back to hiding.
That's on the line. You guys okay with that deal? Yes.
Hulwin is
there
not a
anything
huge
else?
fan of that deal.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes.
Oh, the
that
whole
makes
killing
sense.
Githyanki is not in her wheelhouse?
Oh, no, she'll kill the shit
No.
out of tyrannical Githyanki, but the Githzerai are not necessarily tyrants.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And she can't just let this person who is willing to kill his entire settlement to protect his own ass. It does not sit right with her.
Shoot.
Okay.
That's not helpful.
And you included her in the psychic link, so here we are.
Yeah, no, reasonable.
Well, okay, wait. Yasmin, the machine that you created to disrupt the storm, can that be reverse engineered to do the opposite?
Absolutely, but it still needs fuel.
Is there any way to change the fuel type, like to not souls?
It has to be psychic energy.
Psychic
Souls contain psychic energy.
Is there other ways to collect psychic energy, or is that pretty?
Absolutely. Roll an Arcana check.
Oh boy.
I think with you asking me about this, I'm also thinking about it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a 16. Powerful entities have psionic energy that are psychic would have that energy. Faith is a source of it. Like if somebody believes in you as a god or whatever, a little bit of their psychic energy is invested in you, which is why if you get enough people to believe in you, it becomes true. And it's not like reality alters. It's just you are infused with all this power. The astral plane is full of psychic energy. It's just not as concentrated and turbulent as it normally is.
Mm.
The Believe in Me card has been played. A friend can give an inspiring speech to enable a hero to go beyond the impossible.
Okay, here's I don't know if this
while
will
you're
work.
thinking of that, by the immediate thing my mind is going to is you said the astral plane is like the area where psionic energy is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not concentrated, but it's more freely moving. Is that
Right.
a fair way of putting it?
Right.
The first thing that kind of comes to Yasmin's mind, it has really been on her mind since she's been here in the astral plane, is in the same way that while you can't necessarily control the wind,
Mm-hmm.
but you can use it to power like turbines or like windmills.
Mm-hmm.
My thought process is the astral psychic wind sort of create like windmills that end up being the power source.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my mind is going to. Is that theoretically possible with the resources I have?
It is absolutely, the theory is completely sound. The issue is that you would need a lot, like you would need a lot of, it would be the sort of thing that takes a long time to accumulate enough energy, or, you'd need to like sail through an astral storm and collect it along the way. Like it would, just ambient absorption is totally possible, but it's a very slow rate.
But what if we kickstarted it such that it was easier to drive? Something in motion is easier to drive than not.
If you had like a catalyst or a mm-hmm.
The thought, I'm putting this to Heelwyn and keeping her in the loop on this.
Mm-hmm.
What if we use the Githyanki to kickstart it all at the exclusion of the Githzerai here, and then use that once the energy's already started, have the ambient astral wind be the continuation of it. So we have the kickstart, and then keep it going. Or I don't need it to last forever. I just need it to be an extension so that we don't have to use the Githzerai as fuel.
Mm-hmm. Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Okay. Does that work? Does the theory of it work just in general though?
It is theoretically possible.
Okay.
It may need some adjustments, some additional catalysts, but it is theoretically possible.
22.
She doesn't love this. She still does not like the fact that Karloth killed all of these people, Githyanki or not. Like some of them were non-combatants, and it was all just to protect his own ass. It was a form of tyranny in and of itself. But she is not an Archon. She is not lawful good. And so sometimes you have to take an odd path. She, by the way, loves the idea of killing Vlaakith, though she fully appreciates the outrageousness of it. And she feels like Karloth deserves to get his as well. But it doesn't have to be today.
Also, though, my question is if you convince somebody that something is their deity,
Mm-hmm.
can you still harvest that from their face?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Are you trying to make Karloth a deity?
No. I was more thinking, can we cast an illusion strong enough on your machine to make the Gith believe it's Vlaakith?
Probably not, because it wouldn't have armies. And you'd need a lot of Gith. You'd need like a huge number of Gith to,
We're talking
like even just her
0,
coming to
0,
them
0.1% type.
Even if it's just coming to them as like a vision.
That wouldn't last very long, though, is the thing. It would be like a short term, oh my god, I had this vision. But it's not like all of their faith after that would be dedicated to the machine. As soon as the vision stopped, it would go back to Vlaakith. You know what I mean?
I think that, okay, here's my thought process. we allow him to create the storm via this process of the Githyanki and the astral winds. I think in the law, so we can get onto this penumbra information. Once we get there, I think our end goal ends up, I think eventually trying to like rope him into kind of this thing makes sense to me. Fighting Vlak, it seems like fun. But I think we've perhaps exhausted our attempts at getting him on our side right now.
Assuming you aren't really willing to play the Pact Malefic card.
Yeah. I think that would get him on our side immediately.
If you want to do it, I'll stand behind you. I have concerns about sending him to Ascus and making our life more difficult on the return.
I feel like, though, if we do that and we have defeated the Lich Queen, it's not going to be as hard once we get back to Ascus.
Your call.
Let's do it.
Okay, Dolores, what is the offer you're presenting to Carla?
Oh boy. Okay. If you help us rid the forge of mind flayers, be that as if that's using you as bait or otherwise, we will defeat the Lich Queen. Not specified killing her, whether that's just throwing her from power or not. Defeat. And we will give you an introduction, not a membership, an introduction to somebody on the Pact
Malefic.
The Pact Malefic. There you go.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Oh boy. So it'd be a real bad time for me to roll badly. I'm gonna burn my inspiration.
You already have advantage. Inspiration just gives you advantage.
Oh, okay, 22.
Okay, the moment you mention the Pact Malefic, something in his expression changes.
Ah, yeah, he wants that.
He casts a spell. It's not directed at you. It's sort of off to the side. Roll an Arcana check, please.
Oh.
Okay. Yasmin, he casts Sending to contact somebody.
Hmm.
And then he stares at all of you for a moment and then says, "Let's see what I have in the stacks." And he proceeds to lead you towards his library, which is where our adventure will conclude for the night.
Oh no!
We're 15 minutes overtime, people.
I didn't even notice. Wow.
Oh, man.
It's so tragic. I can't cast Arc Divinus Negator until I take a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I have to
That's
just
the
kind
most
of watch.
intense negotiation I've ever had.
I enjoyed that. That was
cast
fun. I enjoyed that scene. There was like no fighting or anything, but I really, really enjoyed that. We will be back next time, and we'll see where this idea of, killing Blacketh goes. LaFon, did you play or beat Baldur's Gate 3?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Okay. There's some stuff in there that's like relevant to this, right?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
is there?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't even have to beat the game
To get to that point.
I just
Yeah.
started it.
Okay, and I'm glad I didn't spoil anything. But there are Githyanki characters. Vlaakith is in the game in some way, and some of the ancient history of Vlaakith and the Gith comes up in a big fucking way. So we might be double dipping. Anyways, that'll be all from us tonight. We will see you next time on Coriander Society Adventures.